Great Monday morning, manatees. All right, so I'm going to go over what is posted in your classroom just briefly right now. Everything that's posted, we're going to go over in more detail today during our virtual class time at 11. Okay, so if you want to, well, we all get together then, so it's not really an optional class. But if you're struggling with an assignment, you can wait until then to go over something with me. Or if you're ready to jump ahead and get started as soon as you log on this morning, well, then follow along here and you'll be all set. All right, so we're going to start off with, you have 2 grammar pages and form and use possessives. So I want to give you a quick lesson before you get started on this. Remember, when you're showing ownership, that's what a possessive noun is, okay? So that's what they're showing here is possessive shows ownership, and you have to put an apostrophe S. The easiest way to remember this is if it's a singular noun, then you just put apostrophe S. But if it's plural, you usually do S apostrophe, because usually a plural noun already has the S. See the difference here? So if you're saying, you don't say that's a girl bike, you say that's a girl's bike, or that's that girl's bike. But if it's 3 girls at the park and they all left their bikes laying down on the ground, you would say those girls left their bikes. Okay? So the directions for here is to rewrite each sentence by replacing the underlined words. Now your form, you just have to click and type. So I'm going to write for you today. Let me get my colors ready to go for you. Okay, and you're going to write in complete sentences. So look at number 1. It says here, the garden of my mother is big. How would we say that? My mother's garden, because that's who we're talking about, a garden. Whose garden is it? It's my mother's garden. So you're going to write your sentence. It won't look like mine because yours is going to be, you can just type in yours, but it's going to be my mother's. Okay. And it's S apostrophe or apostrophe S? Very good. Because you only have one mother, so it's apostrophe S. My mother's garden, and I'm not going to write the rest of it. I just wanted to make sure that we got through the possessive part. But on yours, you will write the full sentence. Okay. So in this case, it's my mother's garden. All right. So when you're asking yourself these questions as you're going over and you're trying to figure out, okay, is this S apostrophe or is this apostrophe S? I want you to look and remind yourself of the rules at the top of the page. If it's singular, it's apostrophe S. If it's plural, it's S apostrophe. So look here again. The colors of the flowers are pretty. Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about flowers. So is it more than one or just one? More than one. So that means we would write the flowers and then just put an apostrophe after the S. Because you don't do many apostrophe, or you don't do, if it ends in S, you don't do another apostrophe S, okay? So remember to always go back to the rules and you will do fabulously. I know you will. All right, and we're going to go over this in more detail during our lesson today. The other page you have is again on form and use possessives. Actually, you probably should do this one first because the second page is a little bit more work, and this one is more of a lesson in practice. You know, the second page is application, but it's virtual learning and you can do things in whatever order you're more comfortable with. It doesn't have to be in any specific order. It's just due by the end of the week, right? So in this page, again, read the directions. A possessive shows ownership add an apostrophe and S to the end of a singular noun, meaning only one, and to form that possessive. For a plural noun, meaning more than one, you're going to, and if it ends in S, well, it will, unless it's in a regular plural, right? You will add just an apostrophe to the end. So here, we're talking about mom, one mom, so it's mom's ring, apostrophe S. One store, apostrophe S. One pond, apostrophe S. But there are many lakes, so it's the lake's shores. Then you put an apostrophe at the end of the S. So in this case, you're going to circle the possessive and write it on the line. So I will have a little circle that you're going to drag over on your paper to the proper one, and then you'll write on the line. You can always use the scribble tool if you want to circle also. That's always okay. You can always use your tools and draw a circle over it, but I tend to put one there for you to move on your own. So in this case, let's look. The blank hallway is noisy. So are they talking about one school or many schools? Because they're only talking about one hallway, one school. So the school's hallway is noisy. So it's apostrophe S. And then you rewrite it here. So you're going to circle the proper answer and you're going to type it here. And the reason why you're going to do it both times is for practice, to get practice in when you put apostrophe S or S apostrophe. I know some grown-ups that don't do it right. So if you're a second grader and you start practicing now, by the time you are a grown-up, you will do it right. Okay, and all the way at the bottom here, rewrite each sentence. Replace the underlined words with a possessive. So this is like that second page I gave you. So it's just a little extra practice. Okay? All right, and you know all these are due at the end of the week.